Donald Trump just told everybody that the dollar is no longer going to be the global reserve currency. I thought that that is going to happen throughout the next president of the United States, and Donald Trump is going to hold until the end. But Donald Trump literally decided that he no longer wants the dollar to be the global reserve currency. And this is not an exaggeration. This is what Donald Trump tweeted. All these countries that can't get their jet fuel because of the Strait of Hormuz, like the UK, which refuse to get involved in the decapitation of Iran, I have a suggestion for you. Number 1. Buy your oil from the US, we have plenty. Number 2, build up some delayed courage and go to the strait and take it. You will have to start to learn how to fight for yourself. This is actually a catastrophe for the United States dollar. And a lot of people don't even realize how big this problem is because it is going to unfold over the next few months, probably even over the next couple of years. The reason that the dollar is the global reserve currency is because all of these Middle Eastern countries have decided to sell their oil exclusively in the US dollar, and in exchange the United States will protect that oil and will make sure that it hits the international markets. So this message is not directed actually to France, but rather this message is directed to Middle Eastern countries that we as the United States of America no longer going to protect you. So that oil is no longer going to be sold in the US dollar. Officially, after this tweet, the petrodollar is over. So the UK, you want that oil from Middle East, go and make a deal with Middle Eastern countries and somehow get that oil out of the Strait of Hormuz. You will do it militarily, diplomatically, it doesn't matter. The United States is no longer going to be part of that. People sometimes wonder, why do all of these countries buy so much US treasuries? Why over $10 trillion of the US debt is being held by these nations? That's because the dollar is the global reserve currency. And when you're holding dollars because you want to buy oil in the future, let's say you are Japan, you need oil every single day. You can't be exchanging or buying dollars every single day. So you are going to hold a lot of reserves, like in US dollars, and you can use these reserves in US dollars to buy a lot of oil. But because the dollar loses its value due to inflation, you are going to hold that in form of US treasuries. So you're receiving interest from the US government. But now, Donald Trump basically says that that is no longer going to be the case. So all these nations will no longer have the motivation to keep so much US treasuries, which means that they will start selling their US treasuries. Now, it doesn't mean that they will sell all of their US treasuries, but at least they won't be buying any more. So because the US national debt is rising faster than ever and there is no longer going to be any demand, and that is literally according to Trump himself, you can expect interest rate on the US treasuries to rise, which will cost the US government even more money to sustain that debt. So if last year it has been $1 trillion, this year I wouldn't actually be surprised if it's going to be almost $2 trillion. Now, secondly, Donald Trump says that you can buy that oil from the United States. And that's a problem because the United States can actually produce more oil. You can't just go and manufacture oil. First of all, you have to find a proper sites to extract that oil. Then you have to spend years to research if you can actually do it from there and you can do it financially profitably. If it's not profitable to extract it from that part of the US, you can't actually do that. And even if you do that, then you have to refine that oil before it can be used by anybody. And the global oil market is interconnected, which means that building refineries is extremely expensive. Even if you extract oil, you're most likely going to refine it in another country. Let me give you a very simple example. Canada has a lot of oil, but its oil is very harsh oil, which is why the US buys that oil from Canada, refine it in the United States, and then sells it both in the United States and in global markets. While the United States extracts light oil and then sells it to the rest of the world. So the United States is not in a capacity to spend another 5 to 10 years to build refineries so that it can sell it to the rest of the countries. Do you think France and Japan are going to wait 5 to 10 years to be able to get that oil? Of course not. By that time, there won't be a country called Japan and there won't be a country called France. And because the global markets are interconnected, it means that you cannot possibly stop the rise of oil prices in the United States alone. You have to bring them down globally, all across the globe. So oil prices are crossing $100. And Donald Trump thinks that, oh, we have plenty of oil in the United States, so it is not going to impact us. Unfortunately, that is not the case. The entire global oil market is interconnected. And that means that if oil prices will rise, for example, in the UK, they will rise in the US. If they rise in France, they will rise in the United States. There's one way to fix this problem, and that is to put a ban on gasoline. But if Donald Trump is going to do that, that is literally going to be the official day when the dollar is no longer the global reserve currency. Because the United States basically telling the world that we no longer want to participate in global affairs. So if you don't want to be a part of the international community anymore, just ask yourself a question. Why would the world use the dollar as the global reserve currency? I mean, the name says global reserve currency, which means that all other nations use your currency because in the international economy, you're the most powerful economy. But now you're saying, I no longer want to be part of this. So it doesn't make sense for your currency to be a global reserve currency. I hope you understand the logic here. Because the dollar is the global reserve currency because of a few pillars. Number one is the petrodollar. And we just realized that Donald Trump no longer wants petrodollar to exist. So imagine now the European countries, Japan and France, they have to solve the problem with the Strait of Hormuz. They will come to Iran, most likely they will make a deal because nobody's interested in a war with Iran. You have started the war and it's your problem. China was not interested in a war with Iran. European countries were not interested in a war with Iran. And even presidents of the United States in the past were not interested. That's why they simply sanctioned Iran. They played their political games, but nobody ever started this war because this was a suicide. This was not in the capacity of the United States. So if China comes around and makes a deal with Iran, so oil from now onwards will exclusively be sold in yuan. Or let's say the UK and France will come and make a deal with Iran, so oil will exclusively be sold in European Union's currency, which is euro. So either it will be sold in euro or yuan, or maybe in both of them, but certainly no longer in the US dollar. Secondly, the economic alliance. So the United States represents about a quarter of the global GDP, though that's not enough to control the global economy. The way the US built its strategy is around building an economic alliance where the US controls half of the global economy through G7. And the United States sets the standards through the G7. So if this is the standard, then the rest of the world is going to follow it. Now the United States literally threw under the bus the rest of the G7 countries because all of these G7 countries heavily rely on the price of oil, especially the oil that comes from Middle East. So I will ask you a question. Do you think G7 countries will follow the standard that the United States sets them after this? Now, last year, the United States imposed tariffs on them, which crippled their economies. Now the US left them with no oil, which is another blow to their economy. So at the end of the day, now they're asking themselves a question. Why are we even allied with the United States to begin with? So the economic alliance is over. And now the military alliance is over. And that's according to Donald Trump himself. The country of France wouldn't let planes headed to Israel loaded up with military supplies to fly over France's territory. France has been very unhelpful with the respect to the butcher of Iran. So Donald Trump is saying that our allies who are part of NATO is not even letting us to use their airspace. That is essentially the end of NATO. NATO nations have done absolutely nothing to help with the war in Iran. The United States needs nothing from NATO, but we will never forget. It wasn't just an economic alliance that led the dollar to be the global reserve currency, but rather the military alliance, which we call NATO. Because the world knew that if you are going to threaten the US dollar, then the entire NATO is going to come and stand behind the United States dollar. But now Donald Trump is basically saying that all these NATO countries, Spain, Italy, France are not letting us to use their aerospace. Now, Trump lately said that he will leave Iran in 2 to 3 weeks, but that's absolutely a lie. Why? Because the United States cannot possibly afford that, and Donald Trump is basically saying that to manipulate the markets to bring oil prices down. He knows that this rising oil prices is hitting everybody, especially the Americans, especially the people who actually voted for Donald Trump. And he wants to say something that is going to bring oil prices down. What I think, or even I'm so confident in this, that what is going to happen is that in 2 to 3 weeks from now, a certain number of the US military is going to invade part of Iran to be able to control part of the Strait of Hormuz, so that the United States will be able to afford or will be able to protect some ships. So the Strait of Hormuz partially is going to be opened, but that's a temporary solution, and that will happen in 2 to 3 weeks. Then Donald Trump will say, listen, I did what I could possibly do, now the rest of the nations come and help us. When there is chaos in the world, a lot of currencies become worthless because they are not actually backed by anything, especially if they're not backed by large economies and large militaries. So the only currencies that can stand up to the United States right now are Chinese currency and the European currency. China could basically cut a diplomatic deal with Iran. Iran will be paid a certain amount of compensation, not by the United States maybe, but rather it will be paid by NATO nations and the Gulf countries. The United States will be completely gone from Middle East, and Iran will start collecting a toll from all these nations because they have actually bombed them. And Iran might actually accept that kind of a deal. So from now onwards, not a single drop of oil that will be coming from Middle East will be sold in the US dollar. Now, when the dollar is no longer the global reserve currency, you might think that it is not going to impact you, but it is going to impact your pocket the same day. Why? Since there is so much US dollars across the globe and countries are holding them since they have to buy oil, they no longer going to do that, which means that all these dollars will be coming back to the United States. When there is an oversupply of dollars in the market, there are two things that happens. There is one thing that happens, inflation. Either more dollars will be chasing the exact same amount of goods in the economy, or the Federal Reserve will start buying all of these US treasuries from these nations, which means that the supply of dollars will rise anyways. High inflation means that interest rates on debt is going to rise, which means that when you are going to go and get yourself a mortgage, the mortgage rate is going to be higher. Your credit card rate is going to rise. Your auto loan is going to rise. At the same time, the value of the dollar is going to diminish, which means that you can buy a lot less things with the exact same amount of dollars. And that is the catastrophe the United States is about to face literally throughout Donald Trump's presidency. This is not a far-fetched reality that could happen 5, 10, or 20 years from now. This is the reality we are about to face this year and next year. If you want to know how to protect yourself, you have to start investing. Now, if you want a step-by-step guide on how to start investing, or if you want to know which stocks am I buying and how am I investing in this crisis, then you can find all of that through the Investing Academy. The link is in the description of this video.